Take action. An inch of movement will bring you closer to your goals than a mile of intention. This is $1 Million Sales Director Nikki McDaniel from Rapid City, South Dakota, filling in for National Sales Director Kristen Sharp. Action. My mom used to always say, thinking will not overcome fear, but action will. One of my favorite quotes that I hear Jordan Twiley, top director, say often is, sloppy success is better than pretty procrastination. In other words, imperfect action is still better than procrastination. We have a lot of houses being built around us right now, and I think about it as this. Taking action, it's like building a house on solid rock instead of shaky sand. The foundation needs to be poured first before you start hammering those walls up. Without a stable base, even the most enthusiastic efforts usually crumble when storms hit. We're laying that rock-solid foundation when we choose action. I think people get motion and action confused. Lots of people think taking action is being busy. They think that doing lots of stuff means they are taking action, but that's not necessarily true. Being busy is like being in motion. You feel productive because your wheels are spinning, but you're not really getting anywhere meaningful. You're basically on autopilot. Taking action is different. Action means you've made concrete progress towards a goal. You've moved the needle and you've gotten real results. For example, let's say that you have a goal to get healthy and you want to lose weight. Joining a gym and buying really cute new workout clothes is being in motion. It feels good to do those things, but they don't count as action or progress yet. Now, if you wake up early and you start hitting the treadmill, that's taking action. It's doing the real work that builds better fitness habits and gets you closer to your health goals. Action requires concrete output that moves you positively closer to the results that you want. Motion just keeps you busy without getting you anywhere meaningful. So if you feel stuck or frustrated with a goal right now, I want you to check whether you're confusing motion with action. Ask yourself, am I just being busy, or am I actually moving my goals forward with focused effort that creates real progress? You know, we all know that the truth is that very few big dreams are achieved through massive bursts of actions all at once. Lasting success will happen gradually through consistent action over time, even when they're small daily action steps. But those small actions, they do count, and they count way more than all the busy motion in the world. Okay, so why is taking action so hard? Well, number one, because you're not committed enough to your goal. Taking meaningful action, it's hard because you know what it does? It asks more of us, more time, more energy, more commitment. Often, let's be real, we default to what feels good instead of what's good for us. The trap of comfort makes it too easy to delay real action. But just like working out, the effort of taking action, it stretches us. It grows us. And, you know, when we dodge the hard stuff, we dodge the growth that comes with it. So we've got to push past the need to feel good all the time is how we're truly going to move forward. So are you truly committed to your seminar goal? Or are you doing it when it's convenient or when it's easy? Are you saying things like, I'll do my best? My friends, that's not commitment. Commitment is saying, I'll do whatever it takes. You always say it's like being on an airplane and the pilot says, I'm going to do my best to get you on the ground safely. Or you're going in for brain surgery and the doctor says, I'm going to do my best as I'm working on your brain. No, there is a big difference between being fully committed and not. So that's my first thing. If you're not taking action, it's because you're not committed enough to your goal. Number two, the second reason why taking action could be hard is because of unclear intentions. Going back to, you have to know why you are doing it. Why do you want to be on the stage for National Court of Sales? Why do you want to be on the stage for National Court of Sharing? Why do you want to be a sales director? Why do you want to be a red jacket? Why do you want to be a team leader? Why do you want to see 30 faces? Your why has to be bigger than your fears and your disappointments. One of my favorite quotes is, clarity fuels commitment. Think about that for a minute. Clarity fuels commitment. When you are clear about why you want your goal, you will become committed. Another reason why taking action could be hard is because of lack of sustainable systems. Think about it. Your initial enthusiasm, kind of like a New Year's resolution, it's going to fade without systems to maintain it. Let me give you an example. You want to lose 30 pounds. You're not going to lose 30 pounds without tracking your progress, right? It's hard to see the effectiveness of each small action, making efforts then feel really pointless. If you haven't read the Atomic Habits book, I love it. And one of the quotes in there is, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. If you're focusing only on outcomes, it can be very discouraging. You got to focus on your daily wins, focusing on your daily efforts, what you can control, your efforts. It's that 6 most important list. Ask yourself, what action can I take today to get me closer to my goal? Not what busyness can I get done today. What action can I take today to get me closer to my goal? I want to close by giving you 4 key steps to taking action. We've talked about already, but number 1 is you've got to go back to your why. You know, something that I always say, because my goal is to become a national sales director, and I always will say, like, if I'm feeling fearful, or let's say I want to talk to somebody who's super sharp, and I'm like, oh, do I want to talk to her? This is what I say. Me becoming a national sales director and having my mom there in the crowd to see it is more important than my discomfort. Okay? So me blank, okay, what are you going for, is more important than blank. Whatever you're feeling, then my discomfort, my inactivity, whatever it is that you're doing. So you're going to say that, and immediately that helps me go into action because I'm bringing back the why in the forefront of my mind. So when you think about your why, you know, some questions you could ask is like, what emotional outcomes do you seek from this goal? You know, that helps get you really specific. You know, I'm going to use this example again, but let's say your goal is getting fit. Well, is it so that you can feel more confident? Is it so that you can reduce stress in your life? Or do you want to enjoy nature more? You know, what is it that makes you want to get fit, right? So think about the emotional outcomes. How does this goal align with your core values? We stick to what matters to us. How will achieving this change your identity? You know, goals reshape our self-perception. If, let's say, you know, I'm a runner, if completing a marathon makes you see yourself as an athlete, that new identity can make a difference, right, for you and driving you forward. So how will achieving this change your identity? Another great question is, what greater purpose does this serve beyond yourself? We all know that goals tied to helping others or leaving a legacy provide strong motivation. You all heard Tiffany's message from yesterday that they were so determined to win that softball game because they wanted to do it for their coach. They wanted to keep the legacy alive. That was more important to them than, having to practice every day when they don't feel like it. So if building, a company or building your business supports, a value and it supports a greater purpose, you're going to do it. You're going to do it because the purpose beyond yourself. Another question that you could ask yourself is, if you achieved this goal, let's say 5 years ago, what opportunities would you have today? I love this question. If you've achieved this goal, like for me, National Sales Director, what opportunity would you have today? This question helps you see your goal as a stepping stone to long-term opportunities, increasing your motivation. Okay, that's the first step. Next step, this is my favorite way to move into action. I do this. I say 3, 2, 1, and then I yell, go. I'm going to give you this example. I was in a warm shower this morning. I knew I had to get out so that I could get my 6 most important list done. I didn't want to get out. And so I did 3, 2, 1. And as soon as I said go, I opened up the shower door. So when you say go, it gets you so you don't overthink and that you just do. So I want you to try this. Maybe it's making booking calls. Maybe it's talking to that sharp woman, at the store. Whatever it is that you need to do, but you're procrastinating or you're not doing it, you're going to do that. 3, 2, 1, go. It is my favorite method to move myself into action, especially when I don't feel like it. And number 3, build momentum with small wins. We all know that this is so important in our Mary Kay business because guess what? The big dreams, us on stage, it's because of a lot of small daily wins is why we're there, right? So you think about learning to ride a bike. You didn't start by just racing up the hills. Instead, each tentative pedal forward, right? Each time that you pedaled forward, build your skills and your confidence gradually. And before you knew it, you were cruising effortlessly, right? Think about that. Think about when you first started learning to ride a bike. This approach applies to every goal, whether it's in your Mary Kay business or in your personal life. Momentum transforms effort into a smoother, almost automatic process. It's easier to start biking up a hill if you're already moving than just starting from a standstill, right? It's that momentum. If you're biking along and then you've got a hill, right, that momentum is going to move you forward. But if you're just stand still on your bike and then you just start pedaling up that hill, you know how hard that is? So I want you guys to celebrate those small daily wins. Maybe today you're going to do 5 booking attempts and celebrate. Today you're going to hand out 5 business cards and celebrate. And I want you to practice tracking your wins. Get out a calendar, and every day that you do what you say, I want you to put a smiley face or highlight that day because it's those small efforts. We know this over time will create real results. Remember, small, repeated, focused actions over time will create real results. So who is ready to move into serious action? Who is ready to stop being busy and start being productive? My friends, start now. Start today. Start this very minute. What action step can you take now? Let's stop thinking. Let's stop procrastinating. And let's start doing the things that we need to do, the action steps that we need to do to get us closer to our goal. So cheers, my friends, to an action-filled next 40 days as we finish out an incredible seminar year. God bless you guys. Make today great. Bye-bye for now.